As a small biz pro, that's how we roll. Using procurement, program and control. As a small biz pro, that's how we grow. Using procurement, program and control. I'm a businessman, yes I'm an entrepreneur. Oh yeah, I'm a businessman, yes I'm an entrepreneur. Oh yeah, I'm a businessman, yes I'm an entrepreneur.
Good afternoon, everyone. This is the Business Zone with
Crystal
and Gilbert Buchanan, your small business paramedic. Crystal, today we're going to have an amazing show.
and we are.
But but
What?
first, I want to talk to you about how your week has been. How has your week been, Crystal?
Oh, my week has been busy this week. It's a lot of stuff. It's coming to the end of the year, and everybody's trying to get in, and I'm trying to get ready for next year and all that sort of stuff. So
I see you got your Christmas background
I
going
got
on
my
there.
Christmas background with season's greetings from the
Yeah,
business zone.
I love that.
I
I
have to
love
get
it.
you one. Does your computer allow you to do backgrounds?
Yeah, it does. It does. So send me
Okay, well
one so I can post it up.
I will send it over to you so next week you can be in the holiday spirit
That's
as
right.
well.
That's
It's
right.
going to require a lot of um forceful
Motivation.
moving and motivation and inspiration in order to get out of this year, so we
Get
can
out of
focus
this
on
funk.
Christmas and not all the other crazy stuff that we are forced to focus on
Uh,
right now.
I hear that. So I think we have we have two shows in the beginning of the year before we get a reprieve from all this madness. So the third show is going to be on January 23rd, 22nd. So that's when we'll have a new government in there, and all this craziness will have subsided.
I hope so. And I did find, you and I talked about how far off we are or where we are. So I'm going to share. We are 39 days, 17 hours, and 57 minutes and 33 seconds, 32 seconds from the inauguration and a new president and new vice president. We can't get there fast enough.
new, new president, new policy, new administration. 39 days, huh? 39
39
days.
days and 17 hours. So
Oh man,
if
I
we can
hear
just
you.
hold on, it's been a joy ride. I tell you that. I
Yeah,
did see
yeah.
this morning that I did see that the Supreme Court, his chosen ones, kicked out his lawsuit.
Again, again. Oh man, this guy does not learn. This guy does not learn, man. He keeps throwing up those bogus spaghetti against the wall, and nothing is sticking.
I will give him this. I will definitely give him this.
You'll
He
give
is
him an E
one
for effort, right?
E for effort. He is one tenacious man.
Yeah.
he, he is like a dog with a bone.
This
So
guy's
it's
crazy,
interesting.
man. This
It
guy's
is.
crazy. He's taking it over into crazy land and taking a lot of people with him on that crazy train.
Right. He definitely is. So it is it's something else. That's all I can say is it's something else. And
Well,
so
the one thing that I'm hoping for, and I'm keeping my fingers crossed, Crystal, is that they retain the Minority Business Development Agency there on the federal level again, so that many small businesses can benefit from that program, because that program was there before the orange occupant moved into the White House. It was there before, and as soon as he got there, he dismantled it. He got rid of it. So now small businesses couldn't benefit through that program anymore. It's a program that provides grant assistance to small businesses in the community. So if you're struggling organizationally or financially, you can get that funds to hire people, to bolster your organization and grow it. That was gone. So
Yeah, so I think that when they get to that bottom drawer in the White House, they're gonna find a whole lot of stuff, you know, that has been hidden in the bottom drawer that
Oh
has
my! I'm scared of what they're gonna find. I am
I
scared.
am as well. And I'm also afraid of what has been destroyed in this time frame
Yeah,
when before they made the changeover. I'm very
yeah.
afraid of that as well. It's just so much stuff.
Shouldn't there
It,
be a law against that stuff?
there should be a law against that stuff. There definitely should be a law. But it seems like there should be a law about a lot of things. There should be a law that AG shouldn't sue other states that are not
Yeah,
in their state.
yeah,
I'm sure there must be a law from there. And if it's not a law, there should be some mandate from from them being an attorney,
yeah.
uh, that the bar association mandates some sort of decorum and behavior. I mean, who the heck can be in Texas and sue in Michigan? That don't even make any sense. How are you suing somebody out of state?
This is
Eh,
this is how those bogus lawsuit is described. They said it has no legal basis. It's procedurally flawed. It's fraudulent and it misrepresents. It disenfranchises the voters of all those states that they're trying to sue. And it's frivolous. It's a
yeah.
frivolous lawsuit. So
Now
that's really
there is a law against frivolous lawsuits, right? I know in the
yes,
state of
yes.
California there's a law against frivolous lawsuits. So I don't
There
know.
should there should be some sanctions taken against those attorneys who did that. And already they said that attorney in Texas, the attorney general in Texas, who filed that bogus suit, that he's being investigated by the FBI. So this is an appeal for him to try to get a pardon. You know.
But how you gonna pardon somebody? Greg says good afternoon, Greg Sneed.
Hey, Mr. Sneed, how are you doing today?
And he also said he's just emailed me a background for you. I don't know what that's going to look like.
Ah,
And so I will pull it down shortly.
is it gonna have a Jamaican flavor to it, Mr. Sneed?
Mr. Sneed, is it going to be Jamaican? Is some jerk chicken?
Uh,
So how today are you getting your Jamaican food? Is there a
actually, actually, I am in withdrawal right now. I'm suffering since February. I haven't had any of those because of this COVID-19 stuff. So I've been suffering. I need a relief. I need a relief.
Yeah, I thought about that today. I was like, I wonder how Gilbert is getting his because I don't. There's no Jamaican restaurants where you live, right?
No, not at all, man. Not at all. So,
Okay. Oh man. So
so did you get your order today?
she didn't reach back to me until after we had gone somewhere else to get some food. So,
Oh
but we do
man.
know that she's open.
Yeah,
And so, which is great because there's some small businesses that are not making it through this process, and so
yeah,
it's great to know that Little Kingston of
yeah,
Jamaica is open on Overhill
yeah.
and La Brea, Slauson. So if anybody wants some good Jamaican food, then go on over to Little Kingston at um, at Overhill and La Brea, next to the Wiener Schnitzel and the United gas station. Good food. Gilbert loves
Yeah.
that place. That
Oh
was
yeah.
his
I've been
home away from home.
I've been baptized there. I've been christened there. Everything. I gotta take Mr. Sneed over there and get him baptized into some of that Jamaican food.
Yeah, when we can get back where we can actually interact with humans.
Yeah, yeah.
With our
Hopefully it will be sooner than later because they're saying that this vaccine, they should be able to start putting it in the arms of people next week. So we'll see how that goes because as you know, they're talking about some side effects that the one in Britain has. So, we don't want to get into something where we don't know where it's going to go and what's going to happen. So,
Right, exactly. Well, we do know as all vaccines go, you will get some sort of site. You're going to get well, they're going to inject you with the virus itself, so you will
yeah,
get some very light symptoms that you would get,
reaction to
reactions
it, right?
and symptoms just like you would have COVID, but not anything heavy duty. So
Yeah,
that's what they say. But then there are those of us that if it's gonna if it says light, then some of us get all aspects of it, and it feels like you have it. So I don't know. It just depends. I know I have allergies,
yeah.
and so I'll have to do some deep praying on that one.
Hmm.
Um, and just from us as Black people, the Tuskegee experiment has left a very bad taste in our mouth. We truly don't want to be the guinea pigs, that's for sure.
Yeah, yeah, definitely,
Yeah,
definitely,
yeah. So
definitely.
it's
Uh, that is definitely something that we're really fighting against because that brings back some bad memories, man.
it does, and it's so weird. You got the Henrietta Hanks situation, and with what they did to her. So it's our history has
Yeah,
proven that we don't want to be the guinea pigs, but we do. I do want us to get out of this situation that we're in. So I don't know what that looks like. I just know right now everyone needs to be safe
yeah,
and mask up so that we can get back to at least where we were in September and August and September, where we had a little bit more freedom.
yeah,
But as I told you, Gilbert, I think the biggest thing that took place was the Thanksgiving holiday, and I know
yeah,
everybody was feeling stir crazy and felt that they needed to go visit their families and friends.
yeah.
Um, but from what I hear, there were 56 million people that actually traveled during that holiday period. That's a
Wow.
lot of people to come back. So now that means one in every person that you possibly run into have been around somebody that had COVID.
Mm-mm-mm. That's
That's
unbelievable, man.
that's some scary stuff.
Yeah, that is. They said, I was watching CNN and they said that 1 in 22 people has the COVID. 1 in 22. That means if you have a family of 25 people or 30, at least one person in your family has it. And then
Yes.
this was proven yesterday when I called a friend of mine, and she said that one of her family members just got it, and they have about 24 people in their family. I'm going, dang.
Well, one
Yeah.
of my friends, my girlfriend, her family, they decided to have a big holiday event,
Hmm.
Thanksgiving, and
Hmm.
just and a couple of days later they had about 30 people there,
Yeah.
and a couple of days later three of them were died they were tested positive for COVID,
Three
and
of
then they
them?
three of them.
Oh, my soul.
So then they decided that, well, they were asymptomatic, so the next weekend they had another barbecue,
Oh, Lord.
and
So
there
they
was
never
another.
learned.
Yeah, so
They,
there was another 20 people that came. I don't know who got it after that, but see, that to me is called irresponsibility.
mm, 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 mm.
So I can see why we've been put on punishment, so that makes sure that no one travels during the Christmas holiday,
Yeah.
um, because obviously we I don't know, we're a little hard headed, and I get it. There was some ambivalent information provided in the very beginning, but some of us somewhere in our group or somewhere in our people that we come encounter with, somebody has had it. So I think it's the real deal. So we have to make sure that we're being responsible. So everyone
Exactly.
that is listening today to the Business Zone with Crystal and Gilbert, we are asking you to mask up and be safe so that we can go back. Our businesses are suffering, but we also have to realize that we have to be responsible for our community as well.
Exactly. And for those of you who are just tuning in, this is the Business Zone with Crystal and Gilbert. And this is a radio show as well as a video podcast that is broadcast every Friday from 3 to 4. And the premise of this program is to provide assistance, guidance, coaching, and advice to small businesses who needs assistance in becoming business ready, contract ready, and bank loan ready. If you need to set up your back office, you don't know if you've got the right documents, you haven't been set up the right way. That's what we do on this show. We help you to get that going. Crystal and I are also professional consultants. We call ourselves super consultants. That that means we've done a lot of work and we've done it much better than many of our competitors. So that's why we're classified as super consultants. So if you guys need any assistance from us, we can help you out. Together our experience is about over 50 years of experience. So if you want some knowledge from some old fogies in the business, that's us.
We started young. We were prodigies. We were 10.
Oh, Latanya Vargas, thank you for tuning in. She said, "Greetings, fam. Greetings,
Oh,
Latanya.
hello, Latanya. Hello, Black,
Latanya,
the Black
Black
billionaire. He says,
billionaire. Thank you. Appreciate you logging in."
yeah, we're happy you guys are here. We run on over. If you're not on YouTube, run on over to our YouTube channel, The Business Zone with Crystal and Gilbert, and make sure you hit the subscribe button so that you get a notification every week that we are here every Friday at 3 o'clock. We want to invite you and welcome you to our family, and we have a great time over here on The Business Zone. If you feel comfortable and well at home. And so today we have a great guest. We're going to talk about assets and protecting ourselves. And this is a good time because, so things happen,
Yeah,
things
yeah.
happen and things
Hmm.
happen with, you can't plan for those things that are happening right now. Here, COVID is happening. People are not prepared. In fact, one of my friends, my sister's friends, but she's a family friend, uh, 2 nights ago, her son was in the wee early in the morning. He had been out with some friends, and actually it was like 10:30 at night, and he had a head-on collision and he died.
When
Uh,
was that? When was
that
that?
was on Wednesday night,
Oh my
Tuesday or
Lord,
Wednesday night,
that
and
is
so
awful.
and so that's not COVID related. That's just regular stuff. But you're
Yeah,
not prepared for that kind of stuff, right? And
yeah,
so
yeah.
right away it's like, oh my God, wait, what does that all mean? And of course, when they came to her home and they were telling her she needed to make arrangements, and then it really set in. Oh wait, am I ready to do this? And it just so happened that her son had a job and he had just gotten some insurance. His job, his life insurance just kicked in there. But we're not prepared for certain things. So our guest today is going to help us get prepared. We want to make sure as business owners, as people, that we have everything that's in place so that we're not caught without and then we have to make some major adjustments in our lives and do things like crowdfund and things like that.
And
So
and that's a good point, Crystal. I would just want to throw this in there before you switch over that if you don't make plans right now in terms of a will or in terms of some type of agreement with your family, what's going to happen is your money and your assets is going to go over to the state of California. They're going to handle it. They're going to take it over. They're going to charge you for that. So you're going to have to pay a hefty fee just for them to administer your assets to your family when you could have done that yourself by putting together a will. So I just want to throw that out there.
and that's what our guest last week talked about. Javon talked about that, right? That all your money could, that the don't be that guy when we had that
Yeah,
that
yeah.
conversation
Don't be
last
that
week. Don't
guy.
be that guy where your pension fund goes over into the state of California, lost
Yeah,
in the archives of
yeah.
where the hell it's lost.
And they charge you for holding on and administering that when it's your own money. So,
You with your own money, like losing when that guy lost $800,000,
yes,
and it's like that. No, you don't want to be that guy.
you don't want to be that
So
guy.
you don't want to be that guy. So, so we are so happy to welcome our guest, Jessie Navarro, and he is a broker and insurance agent. He has his own agency, and even before the show, we had a nice conversation, and his passion for why he does what he does, I really admire because we have to really love what we do, and
Yeah.
and when we love what we do, then we're really really good at it. So, Jessie, welcome to the show, and Gilbert and I are very honored that you were available to be on the show today. So thank you so much for being here. So tell us a little bit about yourself and a little bit about your business, and then we'll get into some conversation about protecting
Sure.
your asset, which is you.
Welcome to the business zone,
I'm gonna
Thank
put
Jesse.
you.
myself
Thank
on.
you guys both for having me. I'm really excited about it. It's a fun time to do something new. So this is definitely a good time.
Yeah.
A little bit about myself. I've been a farmer's insurance agent now for 13 years. I've had my agency here in Redondo Beach I think for the last 13 years. So it's been a
Hmm.
long history here in Redondo. Um, Really, when I got started, it was just kind of by accident. I've kind of been a serial entrepreneur since I was about 24 years old.
Hmm.
So I started doing real estate and loans, and then I got into doing a wine store, which is an adventure all on its own. But
Hmm.
the guy that insured my wine store, which was the first man that walks in, the first guy that ever walked in, grabs a bottle, and he's like, "Hi, my name is Gary Buss. Who do you have this place insured with?" And I was
Oh,
like,
I like
"Insurance? What do
I
I need
like that
insurance
move.
for?"
I like that move. I like that move. That was a guerrilla marketing tactic, but I love
He was combining two of his loves, right? Insurance and wine. So I was 25 years old at the time, and I'm like, insurance? What do I need insurance for? He
Yeah.
kind of was like, oh, well, in case somebody gets hurt here and this. I was like, okay, well, sure. He's like, my office is 3 doors down, and I'm a farmer's insurance agent. I'll give you a quote. So obviously the wine business didn't blow up. I didn't open up. I don't have any stock in Bevmo or anything like that. So, but it has been an incredible journey with insurance and just small business in general. I really, really enjoy getting to talk to new people. Um, I was talking earlier with you guys about just kind of what I enjoy talking about with people. I like talking about their finances and what their strategies are about how they manage their money or where they put their money and what makes them happy. It's
Yeah.
really quite an interesting observation in people.
Yes. That's great. That's great. So
And it's
go.
so interesting because insurance is just not one of those things. I in my early when I first got out of college, I worked in the insurance industry, and that's a tough one, man, because that is not on the top of the priority list on
It is
nobody.
not a sexy product by any means. Oh my God. This is the conversation that I end up having with my staff. So I'm lucky to have four young people working in my agency. And I have to tell them, like, look, we're not selling iPhones here. It's not sexy. It's not cool. Nobody's over here like, check out my iPhone and let me show you the details.
check,
No, nobody
check
does
out
that.
my whole life policy over
Right,
here.
let me check this out. And nobody's over there like, oh man, let me tell you about this auto policy that I just got. Oh man, it was the greatest thing since nobody's talking about it like their spa or anything.
Yeah.
People here's a funny thing though. We recently started doing vehicle registration here in my office.
Oh,
People are more happy to pay for that
Yeah. Then an
than they are
insurance
to pay for their
policy.
insurance. They're like, oh my God, no, well, now I can drive this car. Well, do you want me to insure it? Man, stupid insurance. It's like,
Well, it's because people think that nothing bad is going to happen to them. So that's
exactly.
why they're thinking they don't need it. And then when something happens, they're going, oh, I wish I had done it.
Exactly. And it's that mindset that also creates a lot of the havoc. The number one complaint people have about insurance is how much it costs,
Yeah.
which really doesn't matter what it costs. People are going to complain about it because they don't want to pay for it.
Right.
But the reason why insurance ends up being so expensive is because when people have claims, they want to milk the insurance like it was a piggy bank. Like,
Right.
oh, I've been paying all my premiums for this year. I'm going to get paid. I don't care what you got to do. You're my agent. Let me know what I got to say to the adjuster. Tell me. I know that there's a word that I can say. It's like, no, there's no magic keyword that will open up he said that word and let me go ahead and write. But no, it doesn't work like that. But
So with
people
oh,
figure it out. There is fraudulent claims, and then that's what makes insurance expensive too.
so with regard to insurance, so you sell auto insurance policy as well as life insurance policy. Is that correct?
Yeah, we are. We sell all lines, so we do auto, home, life, commercial. I do some form of IRAs and retirement accounts. Like I was mentioning, we just started doing vehicle registration. When I first started, it was just me and my partner. We were started it together, and we were all things to all people. Now, like I said, I have a team that I can have them focus individually on one product line so that they can become specialists at it.
Right.
But as an agency, yes, we do offer all lines. And each line has their kind of season. You
Yes.
know, you have to kind of sell what's on sale.
Right.
One of the things that's always on sale is life insurance because it's
Yeah.
never, everybody's got a life, so you can
Yeah.
always insure that. If you want to insure a car, you need to have a car,
Right.
or
Right.
a house. And the beauty about insurance is it's an undercover gold mine because everybody's got to have insurance.
Yeah. So one of our strategic partners, Mr. Gregory Sneed, he said that the risk is always there. And that's a good way that we think we can look at insurance, that what we're trying to do is to limit our risk exposure because we're always going to be exposed to risk. So if we look at insurance that way, that we're limiting that ability to be exposed to risk, then maybe more and more people may see it a little bit more attractive. Because, for example, you're driving down the road, you never know what could happen. And if something should happen, you want it to be not your fault, but somebody else.
Right.
And in life, it's the same thing. You want it to be not your fault, but somebody else's. So that's why you get that insurance. So maybe if we pitch it that way, maybe some people may
Right.
say, oh, okay.
Well, you know what I have found, and it really depends too on me and where I'm at. If I'm in a rush, do I want to just quote somebody and give them a price, or am I feeling in a good mood? Like where I want to talk to people and I want to really educate them about their insurance. As a concept, when the reason it's so skewed is because we have to have it.
Yeah.
But as a concept, it's the most natural thing that you would do.
Yeah.
Before, this goes back. Now I'm going to show how much of an insurance nerd I really am. But
Yeah.
insurance, there's this thing about walls and castles,
Yeah.
right? Before, when you had your kingdom and you have your house, you would protect it with walls, right, and moats, or you
Yeah.
would have an army, right?
Yeah.
Well, all of those things cost money to. If you have an army, you got to feed the army, you got to maintain the army, you got to
Yeah.
maintain the moat, you got to do all of these different things that would cost you something for your
Yeah.
protection to
Yes.
keep your stuff.
Yes.
Now people aren't conquering kingdoms or going off and hoarding other villages or anything like that, but they are getting into accidents.
Yes. Yes.
And then they're and then that's when they come and hoard your bank account.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
So insurance is this exchange of exactly what you just talked about. The
Yes.
exchange of, okay, I'm going to pay you a set premium. It's going to cost me $100 and I know it's going to cost me that much. But in exchange for that, I will let you, the insurance company, assume the unknown. Now, the unknown now, and then this is, goes back to now further education. So if I can just get that concept first
Yes.
to a client. Now, how many people want to hear about walls and castles when they called about an auto quote because they're paying insurance too much?
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
But that's my job,
And an afterthought, I remember my mom, of course, she was, our parents are really conscientious of that, right? Of having the insurance and making sure that premium is paid, and at least most of our parents are. And I remember when my mom had, when she was sick and we were in the latter days of her cancer, she was like, okay, we have to have this conversation. And I was like, oh, no, I don't want to have this conversation. She goes, no, we have to have this conversation. So I need you to go into this folder that she had, and she had everything there. Everything that I needed in those final days was all in nice little organized compartments, and really all I had to do was now go to the her her spot, at the mortuary was there. Everything was there, and all I had to do was go to the mortuary and say, okay, here's her insurance policy. This is all the allocations. This is her benefit. Everything was in place, and all I had to do was do that, and it did take the stress off of
Right.
a very difficult time, in
Right.
a time when you're grieving, and you really don't want to have to spend that much time, trying to figure out how the heck you're going to pay for your parent, right?
Right.
And so
Right.
I will say that for sure, that that's a responsible thing, and that was a great thing that my mom did, because she didn't want me to have to worry in that, at that time.
In that
So
time, during that time, and that's, speaking to towards life insurance, it's what it does is it gives you time. It gives you time to so if you have all of the let's say you did have, most people talk about the biggest rebuttal is I have it at work. Well, they have a whopping 15, 10 to
Yeah,
$25,000.
yeah,
Okay, all right, good. And they get 3 days to grieve.
yeah,
So if your loved one passes away, you're gonna get over it in 3 days, and hey, get
yeah,
right back onto the assembly line. At
yeah,
least give yourself 1 year. When I talk to people, and I'm barely introducing the idea of life insurance, because that's the truest sale that we do in
yeah.
insurance,
hmm
because
I,
that's the only one that we don't have to. You don't have to have it, which is it's a shame that there's not a law that requires people to have insurance, life
Yeah,
insurance.
so I want to make a quick point to this, but before that, I want to welcome some folks to the Business Zone. For those of you who are just tuning into the Business Zone, really appreciate it. I want to say hi to Chico Bea. Thank you for tuning in, Chico. Yassandra Gibbs, thank you. Glam Girl, thank you. I appreciate you guys tuning in. Of course, our regular Mr. Gregory Sneed. Thank you for tuning in and supporting us on the Business Zone. The Business Zone is here to support your small business. We provide you with advice, coaching, and support information to help grow your business. And that's why we have these wonderful guests here on our show every week. Now, with regard to insurance, and I'm going to speak a little bit about life insurance because it has benefited me, and I know many of us, especially minorities, we don't want to talk about life insurance. We don't care about it because when we think about doing life insurance, it's like we're gambling. We're betting on our family members to die. That's just how minorities look at it, right? But it shouldn't be that way. It shouldn't be that way because the other side, the other group, they don't see it as a gamble that your family member is going to die. It's a gamble that you're going to minimize your level of risk of taking care of that situation when it occurs, and you won't have to come up with money out of your pocket. And plus, on top of that, you may get a little residual, some money to help you along to continue your life in such a way where now you get some financial residual. Now, when my mom died 2 years ago, I was lucky enough to have had some life insurance on her so that when it was time to take care of the funeral, then it wasn't such a stress and strain on me and the family. Because as some people may know this and some of them may not know this, when someone dies in your family, that's when the whole family goes berserk. All the bad things that can happen in a family situation, that's when they come along. That's when you start seeing people acting out and saying things that they shouldn't have said. Plus, when you go to the mortuary, those guys to me they're criminals. They're like the mob. They're like the mob because they try to jack up the price on everything. They charge you more for a casket, more for flowers. A bunch of flowers that you would pay like $100 for. They're jacking you that for like 500 or $800 just for that. So those are things that will bring some peace of mind to you when you have that life insurance on your loved one, especially now with this COVID going on, where you never know where it's going to come from and you never know when it's going to hit, you know. So we really want to protect ourselves that way. So I just wanted to put my little 2 cents out there to say that.
That's a good point. You know, you make really good points, and you mentioned about in the minority communities. Um, I really one of the things that I enjoy the most about insurance is that you start picking up on the habits of certain cultures,
Yes,
right?
yes,
And in the Hispanic community, they
yes.
don't like life insurance because
Right.
it's about El Sancho, right?
Yeah, yeah,
The other guy is gonna come in
yeah.
and he's
Sancho.
gonna. I don't want to leave. There's a saying like I don't want to leave the plate served for Sancho, man. Like
San-
I'm gonna leave it all ready for him, right?
Sancho is gonna come in and he's gonna take
He's gonna
over.
take over, and I set it all up for him, and now I died, and he's gonna spend my money and sleep with my wife, and raise my kid. Well, some people might be happy about him raising the kids, but
For those of you in English speaking community, Sancho is that guy on the sideline who's always
he's
waiting for an opportunity
He
to
waiting
move
for
in
you
on
to
your
leave.
girl.
right.
He's always
He's waiting for that.
always waiting to move in on your girl. Yeah.
Always waiting. So here's the thing, though. Here's the thing that they don't think about. If there is no money,
Yeah.
then there definitely will be a Sancho,
Oh, for sure. For sure.
right?
That, Jesse, that's a good selling point, my
That is
brother.
Yeah.
that is when you pick up a few things in 13 years, right? No, but so what I've had to do as an agent, and I've had a lot of success selling life insurance
Yeah.
to the Hispanic community,
Yeah.
and the reason why is because I learned what was important for them to get past the excuse. It's not
Yeah.
that they really felt that their wives were going to go off and do this with like it wasn't that. That was
Yeah.
just the excuse.
Yeah.
Right.
But when I made it about them building something for themselves, so I sell a lot of whole life insurance, which builds up a lot of cash value. I've
Yeah.
used my policies to buy my property.
Yeah.
I've used it for many, many different things.
Yeah.
So when I can show them, hey, you can do it for this way,
Yeah.
that way you get a benefit out of it. And by the way, if you die, your wife will get taken care of.
Yeah.
Yes, they do want to fix. They do want to take care of them. They
Yeah.
just need another reason. They need something to
Another
get
reason.
past that.
Right. Right.
Mhm.
Now, in
Mhm.
the African American community, what
Yeah.
I have noticed, and this goes kind of to what you were saying about your grandmother and how she
Yeah.
had it all set up.
My
African
mom.
American community is small policies
Yeah.
on even all the kids,
Yeah.
Mhm.
right? 10,000, 25,000, a burial policy.
Yeah.
Now, we were talking about like social dynamics and the history and the thing like that. Well, why
Yeah.
do you think that probably in the African American community that happened? It was because nobody was taking care of them. And they don't want to have
Right.
to, right? And
Right.
in the Hispanic community, before they will buy a life policy, they will
Yeah.
get their plot.
Yes.
So they
Yes.
will
That's
get
true.
that.
That
They'll
is
get their
true.
plot, but they won't get the policy,
Yeah.
right? So, but because the plot is like, well, I'm taking care of business at
Yeah.
least, right? I've
Yeah.
got to take care of what I have to do.
Yeah.
So that's why when I start presenting whole life products that build cash value
Yeah.
that can help them buy because everybody's gonna especially in California, everybody's gonna retire through real estate. I'm gonna buy a
Mhm.
bunch of properties and live
Yeah.
off. Okay, well,
Yeah.
how are you gonna save the money for those houses?
Right. Right. Right.
Life insurance is whole cash value. That's what I show them that this is one way you could do it while
Yeah.
still taking care of your family.
Right. Right. Now, Gregory Sneed said in his culture, the guy on the outside, he's not called Sancho. He's called Jody. He's a Jody.
Jody's on the other side. But when you speak of African Americans, so of course when we were emancipated and from slavery, a lot of, in fact, the very first millionaire was a guy named A.G. Titan, and that's what he did. He provided burial plots.
Yeah. Funeral coffins
Funerals,
and all
right.
of that.
And then he realized, wait, if I'm doing the plots, I need to do the insurance as well. But I
Yeah.
remember when I was a child, and my grandmother as well, my mom and my grandmother, they would do it for like 25 cents. So there was 13 kids in my grandmother's she had 13 kids. So everyone had one as a burial plot with 13 plots there that was
Yeah.
paid in advance, and
Yeah.
then there was insurance for every one of their children, and they paid like 25 cents a month or a week until that it was all paid off. And
Yeah.
so when that time came, but again, remember in those times, your life expectancy didn't exceed you didn't
Like
get to be
50.
70, 80, 90. I
Right.
mean,
Yeah.
my
It was
grandfather
like
died when he
50.
was 50. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
So they knew, and of course their life was a little different. So they knew that inevitably death was going to become before living anyway. So they needed to
Yeah.
be
Right.
prepared for it. And
Yeah.
so I think that's it. And that's a good. I like the idea, Jesse, that you get into the culture and
Yeah.
understanding the cultural
Yes.
differences,
Yes.
so it helps you
Mhm.
explain and speak to them in the language, in the terms that they're accustomed and comfortable with. That's actually a good sales tactic.
Right. 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 Definitely. And it,
You
it
know, it's
shows
just
it
because I
shows
don't think
that.
I ever sell anything really. I just present. I
Yeah.
listen to what their problem is, whatever the problem is, and then I say, well, this is what I can present that solves that problem.
Right.
And a lot of the times it's just, we talked about going to the households where it's a Hispanic community that they only speak Spanish. Well, I speak Spanish, but beyond that, it's also because I explain the products.
Yes. Yes.
And once people can sense that you're getting it and what the point is, I mean, when I started, I was broke.
Yeah.
Broke. Like getting my car repoed broke, getting kicked out of my apartment broke.
Oh
But
man.
I never went and tried to sell anything to anybody.
Yeah.
Like I was like, well, if I can help you, I can help you. And
Yeah.
people pick up on that
And see,
and they
that's the
help
thing.
you.
That's the thing with consumers. They don't want to be sold something. They just want you to present the features and benefits and how it's going to solve their pain, how it's going to make their
Right.
life easier. And then they'll
Mhm.
they'll make the decision to buy. And that's usually how it is. And that's why I commend you, Jesse, on the fact that you incorporated the motor vehicle registration in your program, because most of us need registration. We need auto registration. We don't know where to go. We don't know what to do. Instead of going to the DMV, we can deal with you directly. So I like that. I like that.
We
And
have a
it,
big enough book now that I can market that. I thought of it like a AAA, right? Well, AAA,
Yeah.
they do insurance and then you can go do your registration.
Yeah.
So that's kind of what I was thinking. But then COVID happened and they
Yeah.
shut down the DMVs and
Yeah.
the DMV put our listing on their website.
oh,
So
Beautiful.
it just kind of did its own thing on its own. And, it
Beautiful.
was, I'm really proud of it because I don't know how to do it.
Yes.
I
hmm
have some staff that I was like, look, I got all the paperwork done. Now you go learning how to do it. And I trust her tremendously. So
Yeah.
she's trained now other people. All I had to do was put the pieces in place. And
Yeah.
that to me is the most exciting part, is that I don't know how to do that thing.
Yeah.
But I have people that can do it.
Yeah.
Obviously, I
and
just
that's
built the
that's
system.
being a business owner. That's
Yeah.
owning a business, right? You
You
just supposed to,
delegate.
yeah, delegate and make it, make the opportunity, see the opportunity, seize the opportunity, and then put together the staff that to execute the opportunity. So that's pretty awesome. I like the way you do business though, and I think you're
Yeah.
like
That's
us,
a
you're solving a problem, and once you help a person identify that they have a problem, um, then here's your solution for that problem.
yeah.
And as Greg said, none of us expect our family members or ourselves to live forever. We'd like to, but that's not going to happen in the reality, in reality. So taking precaution for the future is a good thing. And I guess if anything, another one of those COVID silver linings is we need to be prepared for whatever is going to happen to us. And then the whole life, as I think Greg also said, life insurance payouts are tax exempt. So right now, people that are having, you're, especially for your business, if you're having difficulty making payroll and or just living, this that's a resource that's out there that you can look into in order to get through this difficult time. And then now for the future, let's just make sure we're planned and ready.
And
Right.
and also for those of you who would like to to get the contact information for Mr. Jesse Navarro. He's with Farmers Insurance. I just posted it in the chat. So you guys can go there and you can get his information. His phone number is there. His email address is there. And the address of his facility is there. You know, if you guys need to get your vehicle registered, you don't want to go to DMV, just reach out to Mr. Jesse Navarro and he'll help you. The beauty of it is you can get one-on-one attention from him. You don't really get that at the DMV, you know. They-
And our staff is a lot nicer.
and the staff is a lot
Yeah,
nicer.
they're a lot nicer. You got a nice little chair you can sit in. We'll bring you some coffee. You can come play with the dogs and stuff. You know, we got a nice little.
And he's so cute, and I love the fact that and your personality. I mean, you're just awesome. If you're going to buy insurance, it should be by someone that you actually care about.
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
That cares about you and your outcome, and not just because, right?
Yeah.
I think that's and you don't have to come stand in line. You can make an appointment with you, right? You don't have
Yeah.
to come
Yeah,
stand in that long line.
definitely.
Yeah. And you know the beauty of this is like I said earlier, most of us minorities, you know, we're afraid to deal with insurance, don't want to deal with it. They can have a conversation with you, talk to you about it. You can explain it to them, you know, let them understand that what you're doing is this is a risk mitigation thing. You're
Mhm.
trying to alleviate the risk that they're going to be exposed to. And that's really what it is. If you're in business, your goal is to do two things: generate as much money as you possibly can and limit your level of liability, your exposure as much as you can. So that's it. Make a lot of money on one side, reduce your liability on the other side. That's what and that's a big fight that they're having in Congress right now over the COVID relief. You know, the one side, the Republican side, are trying to make sure that the businesses, they don't get sued for their exposure to liability. And the other side is saying, no, you got to give these people money so they can live. So, you know, liability is a big part.
Yeah,
So,
It really
exactly.
is.
Rich Grossi said that, Jesse, you're the man.
I have fans. You know.
I love it. I love it. You got to have super fans.
Yeah, yeah. Well, we have something, once upon a time, I used to call myself Farmers Famous. You know, I
Oh,
used to be
yeah.
pretty Farmers Famous.
I love it, man.
Okay,
I
well, we
love
like,
it.
and so what's the dog's name? He's so cute.
Oh, this is Diego right here. He's the
Oh,
manager.
okay.
So if you have a complaint, this is who you come talk to right
That's the
here.
manager. So when a Karen decides to call in and complain, she'll talk to Diego, the manager.
No, no Karens, no Karens. There's no Karens in insurance. There's just
No.
people who don't want to pay their insurance.
And Greg says now we have to insure. So do you have pet insurance as well?
Yeah.
You have pet insurance?
We have pet medical, so we do offer pet medical insurance. Unfortunately, I'm sure there is probably a company that I could find. When Farmers doesn't do a product, they
Yeah.
allow us to broker it out.
Yeah.
So I'm sure somebody has a product for pet life insurance. It'd
Oh,
be
that would
pretty
that would
interesting
be
to find
great.
out.
That would be great, man. Because some people love their pet more than they love their spouses, right? So,
Yeah.
so if you
That's
can
true.
team up, if you
Oh
can
yeah.
team up, if you
Well,
can team up with one of them and make that available, that would be great.
But I do know
and we
pet
take care of our pets so much more. If I actually took care of like what all the time that I spend watching what my dog eats and their patterns of going to the bathroom and is it too soft or is it too hard? I'm like, I don't even do that for myself. Like I should be checking my own stuff like that to see how healthy I am. But
Yeah.
here I am. If like these guys go to the doctor more than I have in the past year. So yeah.
Yes. Yes.
right. So you definitely need pet insurance because they get it. Their surgeries are costly.
Yeah.
Yes, yes,
Great.
yes.
Which we want to thank you so much. So if anyone's looking, and this is a good time by January for this new year, it's time to take restock and take stock of what's going on in your lives, and let's be better prepared for the next catastrophe and make sure everything that's in line. And Jesse's a great guy to call. So his phone number is in the chat room there. He actually is on Facebook and on YouTube. Give him a call. I like his personality. I have
Oh
some
yeah,
insurance needs. Jesse, I'm gonna call you.
For sure,
yeah.
definitely.
You
I
know,
appreciate you guys. And like,
y-
anytime, mostly what I enjoy, like I said, is the conversation with somebody who's really is open. Insurance is what I know, so I would be very happy to give anybody even a consultation.
yeah. We
Okay.
got we got one of our viewers asking a question. Alfred Foster. He wants to know what is the difference between insurance and assurance.
I don't know. That one might be for the dictionary,
So, well,
but
I would say insurance is what you do, what you provide in order to limit their exposure to risk and liability. And assurance is just
is the
giving them that peace
promise.
of mind. Yeah,
Mhm.
giving them that peace of mind that hey, everything is going to be okay, and live up to the assurances
Right.
that you give them. So
But really, people, I really, if the one thing that people take anything out of it is do reviews and really understand what's not covered.
yeah,
Because that's really what counts. Like I said, insurance is just an idea until something happens. So
Hmm.
yeah,
you want to make sure that you're not really worried about. Most people are thinking about the monthly premium. Well, what are you exchanging for
yeah,
that
yeah.
cheap monthly premium?
Right,
So
right, right.
Exactly. And you want to protect your assets. We're working very hard for what we have. So you want to make sure that you're protecting you and your family and the assets that you have worked hard for. And so it won't be for naught. And so as you're saying, it's giving you a peace of mind. And so we want to thank you, Jesse, for coming out. And so if you stick around, we got another gentleman that's coming on, and he's going to talk about the new currency, cryptocurrency and blockchain. And that's an area I'm not very, I think someone explained it to me once before, but I do know that since COVID and since we've become such a global world, that is coming faster than we thought. From what is my understanding. So I want to introduce and bring him in. And Jesse, you can hang in there with us. Hello, Mr. Bright. How are you?
Hey, thanks for having me. Thank you, thank you,
Welcome,
thank you, thank you, thank you.
welcome to the business zone, Mr. Bright.
Oh, it's a pleasure to have a platform where all minorities can share their voice. That's great. Thank you.
That's right. That's right. So tell us about this cryptocurrency. It's like a mystery to all of us. We hear all these wonderful things about it, but we can't figure out, how it works and what to do.
I think we have a
Well,
feedback though. Do you have
cryptocurrency.
the sound on your? If you have the sound on your computer up, can you turn that down a little bit? Because
Oh,
I'm getting a feedback.
do you have a headset, Mr. Bright? Do you have a headset?
No, my phone, my computer is wired to a microphone, so it's not. There's no feedback here. So let me see.
Oh, okay,
Oh, okay.
okay.
Yeah, let's see.
All right. So
Can you hear
tell
me?
us a little bit.
Can you hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. The feedback went away. So let's see. Let's hear you. Let's hear you tell us, what cryptocurrency is.
Oh, cryptocurrency is digital money. Um, it's here to stay. Uh, we have from the history of money, money is something that you do to exchange value. When it breaks down to the commodity money, fiduciary money, fiat money, and commercial bank money, now we're in the step of moving from humanism to dataism. There we have the digital currency, cryptocurrency. That's underpinned with blockchain technology that allow you to move assets from point A to point B. Purely, cryptocurrency is just digital money.
Oh, okay. Now, one of our listeners is asking, Tico Bea is asking Ottawa coin. What is Ottawa coin?
Oduwa coin is an alternative cryptocurrency to Bitcoin because a lot of people hear about Bitcoin all the time. It's a $500 billion market market cap, capitalization, and people are interested. But Oduwa coin is an alternative cryptocurrency to Bitcoin. That means whatever Bitcoin has done, the outer pains of Bitcoin, we retwist it and we create Oduwa coin to empower minorities.
Oh, okay. Okay.
It's the first black on blockchain technology. And this technology is not going anywhere. It's an encrypted technology. That's how bank transfer, move money from point A to point B. It's less prone to hacking. It's more secure. There's no double spending. It's fungible. It's immutable. It's irrefutable. So the whole world is moving to this new blockchain technology. And for us, we have to find something that we can present to minorities, especially African Americans, because we always find that it's a global equalizer. For me, I see it as a global equalizer, because it's time we stop fighting from behind and start creating what I call financial literacy, so our communities can understand that if you don't understand the power of money, you cannot make money.
So are banks using cryptocurrency right now?
Well, cryptocurrency is like a commodity. It's conversional to every local sovereign currency. Banks are moving to that platform now. PayPal just moving to it. Bank of America, Real. It's literally new technology that the world cannot afford to miss. It's popping everywhere. Everybody's listening, but a lot of people are confused. My goal is to make it accessible, make it easier for the common man to understand that cryptocurrency is here to stay, and this is the right time, especially this pandemic where nobody wants to touch anything. It's cashless, it's digital payment, and there's no better time right now to use cryptocurrency.
All right.
And it does seem like we're going in that direction. I know my Robinhood, where I have my investments kind of housed. There's a space where you could purchase your Bitcoin there. So it is seeming that we're going direction. Your vision, and I'm reading what you sent to me. Your vision is you have created a solution and to integrate the common man into the use of cryptocurrency, as well as help the underserved communities around the world, especially Africa, where everyone and anyone with a cell phone will have access to this global economic economy. So and so I guess you're bridging the gap between countries in order for us to do business and do interaction with other countries. Is that the concept or the idea?
Yes. When you look at money, especially the fiat money, every country has, from the treasury, have their local currency: U.S. dollar, the yen, the pound, the euro. But when you look in Africa, immediately they travel out of Africa, the currency is dead. There's no conversion for the currency. I want to get a platform where their money can go further, purely decentralized, where someone in Africa can shop in Amazon, can shop in Shopify without worrying about the value of his currency devaluations, without worrying about the power of his currency. And this is what Oduwa coin presents to the minorities. It doesn't matter if you're in Venezuela, if you're in Jamaica, or if you're in Haiti, when cryptocurrency is purely decentralized and the values are conventional to your local currency. So now someone in Africa who has a Oduwa coin can shop with someone in America without exposing their information, without have to worry about their identity, where they're coming from, what part of the world, and shop clearly and securely. Yeah.
So sorry, Crystal. One of our listeners, Chico Bea, said the Ottawa coin, there's some connection to the marketplace and wallet. Do you know what that means?
Oh yes. For cryptocurrency is a digital money. That means you have to. It's a utility we use to make payments. Money is used as a store value. Money is used to make payments. Money needs to be spent. We created a marketplace for communities where they can actually spend your Oduwa coin. It's not just a currency for you to hold, but it's also allow you to spend cryptocurrency. And more stores are coming out accepting Oduwa coin. Yes.
All right.
So
Okay.
how say Gilbert and I, we want to start to interact. How do we learn more about that, and then how do we actually start to incorporate that in our daily life? Like we use our credit cards and we use cash. Well, we're using less cash now, but we are using apps to move money around. So how do we, as the common person that doesn't have a lot of knowledge, how do we get knowledge, and then how do we start using that in our daily life?
Oh, well, you can look at a history of money from gold to paper money to credit cards. Now everybody's using Zelle, Cash App. We are moving from humanism to dataism. Everything is cashless, digital payments. If you carry so much cash right now, it's almost like evil.
Yeah.
So the world is moving to that direction. So what that means is Oduwa Coin has its own blockchain, has its own wallet, like Bank of America mobile app, where you can download the app, convert your local currencies, if it's dollar, pounds, naira, to Oduwa Coin, and spend it wherever merchant. Just like when Visa and Mastercard started, they have a merchant sign in to accept Visa card, to accept a Discover card. Same thing is going on with a Dual Coin. A lot of merchants are signing up right now to accept a Dual Coin. Yes.
Okay.
Interesting. I
Okay.
think we're
But the, but
gonna
the
need.
good but the good thing about cryptocurrency, it has a dual function. It has a function of like money. It has also a function like a stock market. That means you buy this coin because only 21 million will do a coin. So it just imagines scarcity creates demand. So the more people are buying this coin, the more the price goes up. It's
Yeah.
commonly like Bitcoin. When it started 9 years ago, it was 35 cents, and now it's 18,000. A lot of millionaires were popping out from different directions all over the world. But for us, minorities, and especially who don't have that financial literacy, they're all left behind. So I'm trying to give them an opportunity now and say, look, there's an alternative to Bitcoin. Come in now, adopt this coin, and make money, period. Because yeah,
Okay.
like a money, yeah, like a stock market, so you can't go wrong.
So
Yeah.
how do we? You have an event coming up on the 17th. That how we find out more about what this is about. And I am definitely curious. I have a basic understanding, and I'd like to know more about it. And so I guess I need to do more studying. So I'll feel. So I'll know, money, obviously, we know exactly how it works. Digital money moves, mysteriously through the internet. So we need to know.
Well, we're already in digital money now. When you look at your Zelle, you look at your Cash App, you look at your Apple Pay, basically they're all digital money, representation of what you have in your bank. The bank, we're already in the
Okay.
digital world. We don't even know it. We're already in that digital world. The only difference between the fiat money and the cryptocurrency is the security and efficiency. People are hacking to credit cards. There's a lot of insurance claim on credit cards. There's a lot of double spending, which is creating a lot of inflations. So with cryptocurrency, there's no double spending. There is no chargeback. It's purely efficient and secure. So the banks, if you go to the U.S. patent system right now, a lot of banks
Hmm.
are creating patent for cryptocurrency. Facebook is trying to come out with the cryptocurrency. The U.S.
Yeah.
dollar is trying to come out with the cryptocurrency because the world is moving to that direction. So the question is, if you get information on time, you position yourself in time, and then you know what it means when you say positioning. Information is the key. You being on the
Yeah.
first place at the right time, definitely you benefit a lot from it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So
Sounds
this event
good.
that you're having on the 17th, can you tell us more about that and how people can um, find out more about that and where it is? And is obviously a virtual event.
It's because of pandemic. We're doing a Zoom event. The reason for this event is to allow people to understand, especially uh, we the minorities here in America, to understand that there's a cryptocurrency designed for them to empower them, take them out of financial literacy, empower them, give them their opportunity to benefit in a 5 trillion, 500, half a trillion dollar empire. So the event is more focusing on letting people know that there's an alternative to Bitcoin. Bitcoin is very expensive. Bitcoin is the fees are high. With a dual coin, there is no fees. You can send money to friends and families, zero transaction fees. It's faster, it's secure. So I felt that there's no better time to see a blockchain created by an African American to empower Africans, especially those overseas, because everybody has families in there. Everybody in diaspora has family abroad. They want to do remittance. remittance every day. The fees are high. It's because so much third party. So this conference that we're doing, this Zoom, it's more about call to action, letting people know that it's time to get into the cryptocurrency world before the commercial banks come over and impose a lot of fees on you. Because the better position, the better time you place yourself, but you don't understand that the more you win. So Oduwa coin is online. You can go on Oduwa coin. Google can oduwacoin.io. It's currently trading. I think between 25 cents and 30 cents. There's a wallet for it. It's on Apple Pay. You can download the wallet to keep your Oduwa coin. It's also on the App Store, Play Store. I think we have one of the fastest blockchain right now because the key here is about the technology. And the technology underpinning Oduwa coin is the blockchain. And that blockchain is very efficient and it's very fast. It's very secure. So I don't see any reason no one should avoid or don't adopt Oduwa coin.
Well, I am definitely going to find out more about it. As you said, this is going to be the new world. And I think I did read up something on Facebook creating now let me ask this question. So the gold coin and the dual coin, are they the same, or is that's a different blockchain, or because again, it's a new language for us all?
Oh, well, it's great because only 1% understand this business. Cryptocurrency is really new. You can ask all the questions you want. I'm ready to support. My goal is to support the common man and give them access, soft landing to the cryptocurrency world. That's what I'm here for. So you can ask me any question you want, and no one is offended. Well, there are different type of cryptocurrency out there, just like there are different type of currency all over local fiat currency, the euros, the pounds, the dollars. Each blockchain technology create a tokens that represent their infrastructures. This payment system, just like Facebook has said they're going to come up with their cryptocurrency. Bitcoin says we have our own cryptocurrency just for payment. Oduwa coin is an alternative to Bitcoin, designed for the purpose to empower minorities to come into the cryptocurrency world. The purpose are relatively the same, but the functions are different. Our function is saying, hey, we're not going to charge you any fees to use our coin. You can send money to your grandmother, your grandfather. Our coins are fungible. There are a lot of marketplaces right now in this pandemic where you can go in and have Oduwa coin and buy essential products like masks, PPE products, whatever. We are giving our customers, we are supporting our users to say, hey, don't just hold the coin, but this coin will allow you, because the pandemic is not going away to 2022, whatever, we know that. But now everybody's going to be shopping from home. So you imagine you're in Haiti, you want to shop in Amazon. Amazon said, hey, your credit card don't match the zip code. What if you have a store where you just have to take out your cell phone with a QR code, scan the phone, scan the page, and the product gets shipped to you? You don't have to reveal your information. You don't have to reveal your identity. Nobody have, because we're dealing with a lot of identity theft right now. So cryptocurrency allow you to eliminate the third party, allow you to protect your information, allow you to do smooth transactions, cheaper transactions. So I think it's a new way of life.
Well, thank you so much. We so appreciate the information, and I'm going to do some research. I know that we're embracing a lot of new stuff right now, and I know that's been coming along, and I just don't understand it in its entirety, and so I need to do that. And same to you, co-host.
Yep, same thing for me. I want to learn as much as possible about it.
And we all know money is secret. Money is a secret. So our goal is to
money makes the mayor run.
Yes.
Money makes the mayor run.
So our goal is to create a financial literacy for people to understand that you are not left alone. There's a cryptocurrency, there's a blockchain that cares for you. That's giving you the same opportunity Microsoft, Apple would not give you, and that is Oduwa coin.
Do you have any videos on your website that can explain to folks how this process works and how they can incorporate it?
Yes, we have a Facebook page, Oduwa coin. We have a Twitter page, Oduwa coin. We have Instagram page, Oduwa coin. We have a YouTube page, Oduwa coin. And we also have a website, oduwacoin.com, oduwacoin.io. Matter of fact, we're growing so quick that even if you search Oduwa coin on Google, it will show you different links to get a lot of information about Oduwa coin.
Sounds great. Sounds great, Mr. Bryce. I really appreciate it. And
Yes, we,
welcome to the Business Zone. We really appreciate it. Hope this isn't your first and only time. Hope you'll come back to explain some more.
Oh, I'm very grateful because there's nothing better than a platform that allow minorities to share their story, and this
Yeah.
is one
yes,
of them. Thank
we
you.
so appreciate it. And when we do have a following in Africa. Um, and so once this is out there, in fact, I think it's
Yeah.
about 100 and some people watching it right now. But we
Yeah.
have a major following in Africa. Um, the Business Zone does. So thank you so much. Mhm.
And the good thing about it, cryptocurrency has no location. It's purely decentralized. It doesn't matter what part of the world you're in.
Yeah.
It's the same value everywhere. So
All right.
if you're traveling from Nigeria to America to London, you don't have to convert your money. The money is fungible. It has the
Oh,
same
now
value
that's a
anywhere.
good
So
thing.
that's fine.
That's an advantage.
Now, how do you pronounce your last name? I know the first
Oh,
name is Bright, but I wasn't even going to attempt the last name.
no, Enabulele.
Oh, okay,
No,
not Valeria. Okay, that's a nice, very.
How do you spell that? How do you spell that?
Enabulele.
And where are you from? I hear English, a British accent, but I know you're from Africa.
Oh yes, I'm from the Asian Benin Kingdom in Nigeria.
Okay,
Oh, okay.
okay,
You
cool,
know,
cool.
Nigeria is fertile soil for entrepreneurship. You know that. Very fertile
Yes,
soil.
so yeah, we're trying to fix some little things that is wrong there now because it's 200 million people. If Nigeria grow, Africa will grow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
200
Uh,
million. That's a good number.
when I did my ancestry, my ancestors are from the Hassa people.
Oh, great, 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 great.
Hmm.
Well, I moved around the world. I literally had my youth and grew up in Germany. Migrated from Germany to America, so you can see different accents bouncing back. My background, so I'm purely
Yeah,
diverse,
I
and
hear different accents.
yes.
Do you have a
So
Jamaican accent in there somewhere?
yes, when you travel 6 continents, and definitely you're gonna start picking up those little things. And
Yeah, I hear you. I
but
hear
because
you.
but because DNA has memory, my goal is I have to create a global equalizer for Africa. Because
Yeah.
every time the world are looking at this continent is always left behind. So
Yeah.
they have to catch up. And the only way to catch up is to create a financial inclusion. And that is to
Yeah.
do a coin. And that's what
Yeah.
we're doing. You
All
know?
right.
I like it. I like it.
Sounds
Admirable.
great.
So thank you so
All
much.
right.
I'm going to bring Jessie back on so we can thank him. Jessie, thank you both for being on today and enjoying and being part of the Business Zone family. Please make sure you go over and subscribe to our channel. And we definitely love to have you back. Before we tune out, Gilbert, I want to share with you Greg and your background, your Zoom background. So I'm going to share it with you, and then I'm going to send it to you. So
All right.
this is your background that Greg is
Oh, I love it.
created for you.
I love it.
So
I love it.
the Jamaican love there for you.
That's what I'm talking about. Much respect. Much respect, Mr. Steve. Much respect.
So I'll make sure you get that. And so thank you, Bright. Thank you, Jessie, for being on the Business Zone. You guys be safe during this holiday season. We'd like to see you in 2021 when we have a new president. So everybody be safe throughout this crazy year, and we need to get to the new year.
And remember to subscribe. Go to YouTube and Facebook and subscribe to the Business Zone so you can receive any notifications or any new things that we've got going here on the show for small business.
Thank you so
Yeah.
much. Thank you guys for having me. It's a pleasure. And audience, if you want to find out more about Oduwa Coin, just go to Google, search Oduwa Coin and official website, oduwacoin.com, and you will find all the information
Thank you so much.
that will
Thank you
empower
so
you
much.
to understand.
Thanks. You have a great weekend. Thank you.
And so, our audience, thank you guys so much for tuning in to the Business Zone with Christo and
Gilbert Buchanan, your small business paramedic.
right. And we will see you guys next week. We want you to be safe. We have one more show, I think, this month before
December 18th.
the 18th, and then we'll be down until the the New Year.
Until
So we're
January 8th.
January 8th. So we want to wish everyone a happy holiday season. Be safe out there. And we are out. Make sure you go over to our YouTube channel and subscribe, of course, to our Facebook page. And we will see you next week.
We're out.
As a small biz pro, so we roll, using procurement, program, and control. As a small biz pro, so we grow, using procurement, program, and control. I'm a businessman, yes, I'm an entrepreneur.
All right.
Okay.
So that